Welcome to Africa Thinks. Today we'll be talking about a planned protest on April 14th, a nationwide protest by a student group. And today I have with me the chairman of the Student Unification Party in Liberia. The plan, they said, is a nationwide protest march in Liberia demanding job opportunities and calling for justice. I have with me the chairman of the Student Unification Party, Mr. Odecious Mulbah, who joins me today. How are you doing, Odecious Mulbah?
I'm okay. I would like to send greetings to the Liberian people and all members and militants of the Student Unification Party at the University of Liberia. My name is Odecious Mulbah, and I'm the chairman of the Student Unification Party, a party that has been in existence for more than 55 years, agitating for the dignity of the people and participating in the national democracy and the national transformation of the state. And we continue to uphold that requirement.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Odecious, let me ask you this. What is the motivation behind this planned protest to demand for job opportunities and calling for justice? What's the motivation behind it?
The motivation is very clear as displayed in the slogan March for Job and Justice. This is a call that is demanded by the people. You may be aware that the country, since the inception of the current regime, the people have not had any access to genuine jobs as well as justice. So the Student Unification Party that remains the lone voice of the people see it very necessary to rally the people April 14 as we come out to demand for jobs and justice. We have studied the situation in Liberia. We have followed the maze route of the regime, and we have come to the conclusion that the regime has failed to deliver on her promises. And basic promises, we were able to catalog 75 counts that characterize the monumental and systemic failure of the Bwakakun regime. And the Student Unification Party will be leading the people April 14, a nationwide protest. The people have endorsed the protest in the 15 political subdivisions of the country. There will be a nationwide protest demanding for job and justice because it is the quest the people continuously seek for, and they have yet to get it since they elect the Bwakale regime into power.
Well, let me ask you this. You are students. So what kind of jobs are students asking for since you are yet to complete schooling or your education?
Yeah, there have been many questions about the role of students in advocating for jobs, justice, and things that affect the society. But one thing we should know that the University of Liberia and other universities, they are not isolated from the larger society. Anything affects the society automatically affects the students. When our parents are not being paid, when our parents cannot have jobs, we become direct victims. When the government cannot contribute to health, when the government cannot contribute to the education sector, we remain in a very deplorable condition and cannot acquire quality education. We remain victims of the systemic failure of the government. Inasmuch the government cannot commit to a responsibility, it cut across everyone, and we as students are not exempted from that. That is why we are calling on the people to come out, because the students are the theory of consciousness in our society. You cannot isolate the student from anything that affects the society. And that is why we are leading this quest. There are a lot of graduates from the University of Liberia. Recently, thousands of university students graduated and they cannot get access to job. They are languishing. If you check the report, you realize that the government has not been able to attract any foreign direct investment in this country. There are a lot of reports, local and international reports, that have shown that the government cannot improve the living standard of the people. Or recently, we saw the UNDP report stating that 56% of the population, constituting about 2.8 million Liberian people, suffer from multidimensional poverty. Not only poverty, but multidimensional poverty. The people are suffering, and the only way forward is for them to come out and express that this enchantment so that their voices can be heard. And the Student Unification Party has been playing that role for 55 years and still maintains that role because the same condition that existed 55 years ago or that constituted the issues we've confronted today, is those same conditions still persist. Our people are still in poverty. The federal university and institution of higher learning have been neglected. The government has refused to place emphasis and premier on education as well as the livelihood of the people. That is why the party is taking this route. This is not unprecedented. SUP has been around rallying the people, rallying the students to demand for that dignity. And that is what we are doing. We have no choice. We see this as the only way forward to demand what is right for us. Because this is a government that promised, that came to power on the mantra of improvement, but cannot commit to that. That is unfortunate. We have no choice, and we will be out April 14 to demand for jobs and justice.
Some of your critics are saying that it seems that you have been paid by the opposition to go on this demonstration to make the president and his government unpopular, just so that there will be disaffection and disunity in the country. What say you?
These are misconceptions and malicious propaganda that have been spewed out against the Student Unification Party. These same people who are serving the Unity Party-led government, yesteryears, when the party was agitating against the current opposition, the CDC government, these people said we're being paid. Today, they are seeing us as opposition. It has always been the case. But we are not deterred and we are not frightened or distracted by those propaganda. We believe this is our historical responsibility. We as students, we are conscious. No one needs to pay us to tell us about the deplorable conditions we are consistently engaged with at the University of Liberia. No one needs to pay us to tell us about the low job or the inability of the government to provide job for us. No one needs to pay us to tell us about our health system being deplorable, that people die from curable diseases. No one needs to pay us when justice cannot be dispensed. When we see vividly that the Minister of Youth and Sport, the former Minister of Youth and Sport, raped a 14-year-old girl. He was never arrested, even though rape is a non-bailable crime.
Alleged. It's not been proven.
He's alleged rape. Rape is a non-bailable crime. If you are accused of rape, you must be arrested and go through investigation. He was never arrested. There have not been any account of recent. We saw a member of the National Security Agency, Mr. Peter Jara. Mr. Peter Jara alleged sodomized a 16-year-old boy. He have gone impunity. We have seen this. These are glaring facts that are affecting the people. If you come out here, Mr. Peter Clotte, and you investigate the people, you realize that the concrete reality shows that the people are disappointed and the people see April 14 as a means where their voices can be heard in line with their constitutional rights.
So are you saying that this protest march is not only specifically rallying round students, but the entire Liberian population?
This protest is rallying around the entire Liberian population. The Student Unification Party and other groupings in the 15 political subdivisions, Nima County, Lofa, Grand Basso, and other counties and Leeward counties around the country, they are rallying. The people are rallying, not only students. We were in the marketplaces. We went to Red Light, we went to Douala, we went to West Point. These places are where you see the anger, the poverty written in the faces of the people. The people will be outside, not only restricted to the Student Unification Party or students, but the mass of the Liberian people will be out April 14 because the question of jobs affects everyone. No one is exempted from the question of job and justice. Whether you are a student, whether you are a Liberian, or you are not a student, you are a victim of justice and jobs.
So, supporters of the government say that this protest march is unfortunate because, as you know, there have been a series of issues that the government has been tackling since it came into office, including the report of grand corruption, ghost names, and it has to implement measures to clean up the system in order for Liberians to see the benefit of economic measures they put in place. So it will create the enabling environment for jobs, for investors, among other issues. So why don't you give the government a little bit of time to see the benefits of the measures that the Joseph Boakai administration has implemented? What say you?
These perception and these conversation on government, they are misrepresented, they are mendacited, They are falsified and propaganda machinery intended to abuse the people and abuse the media. We have seen vividly the government inability to protect or to dispense justice. Can you imagine a government that is so interested in ensuring that people account for their stewardship cannot even declare their asset? It was because of SUP we have the issue statement demanding the Bwagale regime and government officials to officially declare the asset as guaranteed under the code of conduct. The president declared asset, he did not make it public to the people. In fact, he even extended the period of declaration. It's something that the people should be aware that any government official is under responsibility as guaranteed under the code of conduct to declare your asset. That was not seen in the Bwagale regime. And what is happening now? People who were part and parcel of corrupt activity, like the past regime, the current deputy speaker of the House of Representatives, he was part of a regime that was involved with corruption and allegation. The government had refused to investigate those who were accused of corruption. In fact, Breni Samuka was indicted by the Supreme